Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Mr. Gecko, you're a huge inspiration to us all, but who was your muse?
My dear old Nan. She would tell me, always remember to be true to yourself and to use that fast and friendly claim support on the Geico app. I follow her advice to this day.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Happy birthday to us. It's that week that happens every year when Marissa and I both celebrate our birthdays. And what would a birthday be without a sweet treat? 2 years ago, I surprised her with a brand that was very niche, Doan's Bakery and the Tom Cruise cake. Last year, it was the 3-foot viral Pop-Tart that took the internet by storm. But this year, I thought I'd do something different. Just a simple, iconic brand. A brand that encompasses some of our favorite things. Clip-clop times. A preteen child selling things on the street. A Titanic connection. Insane inflation conversions. An unexpected complication from World War II. A brand that started teeny tiny and is now hugey-woogey. A brand associated with state fairs across the country and the dark murder of a gay icon. This story has it all. So if I were you, I would pull over right now. Because this week's On Brand is on Hostess.
We're all jazzed up, really having a cow. You want your favorite show and it's on right now. It's on, it's on, it's on, it's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa.
Hey, I am Jon.
Hey, I'm Marisa. Okay.
Did you see that coming?
I did not see that coming.
I have a feeling you didn't even realize it was our birthday episode. So your birthday, once this is coming out, was 2 days ago. Mine, our birthdays are 1 week apart.
That means as you're listening to this, I am now 29.
Okay. This is a milestone birthday, right? Fabulous and 50.
Over the Hill.
Remember Over the Hill products? So they would start selling at 35.
Yeah, pretty rough.
In Spencer's Gifts.
A tombstone-themed birthday.
Our third birthday on pod.
Bananas.
We've had the Tom Cruise cake, which was fantastic.
So good.
The giant Pop-Tart, which was disgusting. And now just simple, I have treats for you. Let's see.
What do you have?
I have an assortment of things.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see what we have here.
Okay, I see a big bag. You crinkle, crinkle,
Rattle,
crinkle.
rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
These are live rattles. This isn't...
We got a strawberry cupcake, a chocolate cupcake, a regular Twinkie, and a chocolate Twinkie.
Oh my God, I've never had a chocolate Twinkie.
And then I brought you a bag of those Japanese treats that I'm obsessed with.
Amazing. How fun. Happy birthday to me. What does this say, this bag? I love it. It has like little popcorn guys with little hats and legs.
I know. Look at the back. Every one of them has a cute little cartoon with these little characters on them. They're all different. Super cute. That's soy sauce and honey.
Yummy.
I call them COVID balls. They look exactly like the diagram of COVID, but they taste a little sweet, a little savory.
Yeah,
super
COVID
crunchy.
too, sweet savory.
You know, that's like us. So, okay, it's our birthdays. So what would a birthday be without a sweet treat? Of course, I already talked about it in the thing. What would a birthday be without a gift?
Ooh.
I have a gift for you, Marissa.
Okay.
Pendant.
Yes. John Glauber.
I did not get this gift for you.
Okay.
So here's what's gone down.
Yes.
I volunteer every Sunday on Skid Row.
Yes.
And I work with this man named Stacy.
Okay.
Lovely, lovely man.
Great.
Stacy runs our beverages. He always gives out an ice cold water and usually a cold soda of some sort.
Do you do ice capades with the volunteer team at Skid Row?
I don't. I won't even take a free water from them because I bring my own water. I'd rather the water
Good
go
for
to
you.
someone. I'm very conscientious down there. But Stacy's a lovely man. And 2 weeks ago, I do our TikTok live for Skid Row to try to get people to volunteer and make donations.
Say the name of the organization.
It's called Starts With One Today, which that's the whole motto. The one, there's a couple that started it, Victoria and Jonathan. They just had a baby. Congratulations. I don't think they listen to the pod, but anyway. So they started this organization years ago. They both had parents that lived, in need, so it was on their hearts to do it. They're amazing people. So I've done this for years. And Stacy, a lot of times we don't get donations for water, so he will buy the water himself. So he's just that kind of guy. And I do the TikTok lives every week, and at the end of it, I always say, listen, I know this wasn't a comedy hour, but if you like my voice or like me, check out my pod, and I do a little promo for the pod.
How funny.
And he heard me 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And he's like, John, come here. And he's like, so what is this podcast? Long story short, he doesn't really know what a podcast is.
Sure, you didn't until 2.5 years ago.
I will say I did know more than Stacy did, but yes, I didn't really listen to podcasts. Still don't. But he didn't really know what it was, but he was interested in it, and I explained it to him, told him it was kind of like a radio show. He comes back last week.
Yes.
He has figured out how to listen to them.
Oh my gosh.
Has binged 4 episodes and has brought you a gift.
Oh my gosh, Stacy. Stacy is Freak of the Week. I'm just going to call it.
So he gives me this box, and here's how sweet Stacy is.
Oh, Stacy.
So there's this beautiful box.
Oh my gosh.
He says that he'll keep a good box, but this was an ugly box. If he has an ugly box, he will take it apart and put wrapping paper on it. So this is a box that he is rejuvenated.
This looks like a TV show present where they have a box that they wrap so you can easily open and reopen it for takes.
It looks like paper you would get from a fancy paper store.
Gorgeous.
It's metallic purple with gold dots on it. And anyway, I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to know what it was. But I did ask him, I was like, is it cool if I leave this in the car for the week because it's going to be really hot?
Sure.
He's like, it doesn't matter at all. I take the gift. I go home. And within an hour, what is in here popped into my head.
Wait, you know?
I didn't open it.
Okay.
But I am 140% sure I know what this is.
You're kidding.
I am jealous. I can't wait till you open it, and I think you're going to die.
How do you know?
Because
You just know. You and Stacy have a psychic
It's a little
connection.
heavy. I'm going to toss it.
Can we toss it? Okay. I cannot get over how this is wrapped. This is an heirloom.
I know. From someone that you don't even know who I've worked with for 3.5 years.
Okay, let me see. It's heavy.
You're going to die. You're going to die.
No. Oh my God. It's a wall-mounted pencil sharpener. Wait, where did he get this?
I haven't had a chance to ask him because
Oh
I
my
didn't want to
God.
know what it was. And he had told me the first episode, he's like, I listened to the pencil one. And I got home and I was like, pencil one? Oh my God, it's heavy. He got her a pencil sharpener.
Stacy, I owe you my life. I have had this really exact same pencil sharpener. I can't even speak. I'm so happy.
I knew how happy you were going to be.
In my cart, on eBay, and I'm like, God, I can't spend $70 on a pencil sharpener. That would be irresponsible. And I swear, last night we were looking for a pencil sharpener, and it popped in my mind again. I'm like, I just need to pull the trigger and do it. Stacy.
I have a feeling, I'm going to ask him. I have a feeling he probably volunteers. He's very religious. So I could see this sitting around in a church class. Maybe they just haven't used it in a long time.
Or maybe they're throwing them in a dumpster to get the newfangled electric ones.
As most Skid Row churches do. They're always buying the latest and greatest. But I mean, as soon as I popped it in my head, I was like,
so happy.
There's no way it could be anything other than that pencil sharpener.
This box, I am keeping this.
So
box.
use
This
that
is
for
a
someone
good
else.
box.
Pass it, play it
forward.
forward.
Oh my
Happy
gosh.
birthday,
Stacy, freak of the year.
Stacy did it for me. I didn't even have to get you a gift. I am just the bearer.
This is amazing. I love it.
And it's got all the little. It's like mine. The
gorgeous.
part of me was like, I hope I didn't throw mine away during the big purge of 14. It better be in storage or somewhere because now I want mine back.
If you can't find yours and now I have one.
I know. The Slytherin in me was like, maybe I could replace it with a dumber one, and I'll keep this one.
And you'll never know. God, it is so heavy. This just goes to show, you know why people were so healthy back in the day? Died at 35. You know why people are so healthy? Because they had to carry around heavy shit like this all day.
They had to pick up, if they're picking up their kids' Tonka trucks, they're going to have biceps for days.
Now everything is so light and plastic and shitty. Wait, something's inside.
Oh my God, if he put in $100 in there like a parent would do.
Oh, the little screws to attach
So it's
it.
brand new. Maybe
Wow.
maybe they just had extras. I don't know. I could see, maybe it was just sitting there for years and he was finally like, I found someone that wants it.
This is incredible.
So now
I'm
you're
gobsmacked.
You're gonna have to come volunteer one day on Skid.
I owe Stacy.
You can meet Flatty. He changes every week. Flatty's a squashed rat that I find in the street every week.
I hate Flatty. Is Flatty the same squashed rat or is it different every time?
For 4 weeks, it was the same one, and then that Flatty disappeared, and then 2 weeks, Flatty's back, and I've got a little group
Jesus
that
Christ.
I text. They all love it. It's
They do?
Christine, it's her daughter Fiona, it's Caitlin. Whenever there's a new Flatty in town, I
Son
send
of
them a picture.
Flatty, yeah.
Speaking of which, I saw 2 Flatties on Beverly Boulevard, like the nice part of Beverly Boulevard
interesting.
last weekend.
Do you think the nice part of town, they would have the big spatula come by and scoop up the Flatties?
Yeah, they need a Flatty spatchy.
Down on Skid Row, the Flatties just stay until they, disintegrate?
Dude.
Until the rain sends them down the gutter like a toy boat?
It's kind of, yeah. It's a little rough, I'm not going to lie.
Gosh, that's horrible.
All right, so shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into Hostess. So why Hostess? Obviously, it's for our birthdays. I was a huge Suzy Q boy, as we know at the beginning of the pod. I've reached out to Hostess twice. I should have done it for this episode, but I know I'm just going to get the standard reply. They don't even have it in like the list. They don't even. You can't even find it on the website anymore. Nary a mention of it.
It's not one of the pre-suggested drop-down menu options for why you're reaching out.
It's not like when you go to a page and you're like, wait, it's still there. You're hopeful, but then you start looking around that page and there's like hints that page is dead. Like the copyright at the bottom's 2018.
Sure, you click on a link and it says 404, page not found.
404. Is there anything worse?
It's so tragic.
So tragic. So yeah, I'm a hostess. I wouldn't say that I'm like
You're a hostess hoe?
I'm a host. This is on brand. I'm a hostess hoe. But I enjoy a Twinkie. I enjoy something cream filled.
Oh, who doesn't, honey?
Did I crack into the chocolate Twinkies last night and have one because I hadn't ever had one? Yeah, I did.
Chocolate Twinkie has to be new.
It's within the last few years.
Okay. And it's chocolate cream inside?
Absolutely. Part of me almost wants chocolate with white cream inside because one of my favorite cupcakes
But then that's this.
I know, but I will get into that also. I do think Hostess is kind of like Taco Bell, is kind of like Pizza Hut. They have 5 ingredients, and they just keep making them in different shapes. They have chocolate cake, white cream, some sort of thick frosting. It's all the same.
And yet somehow it feels new when they innovate.
The Suzy Q really, really did it most basically. It was basically a cake sandwich. It was like 2 big pieces of chocolate cake with a thick schmear of the white cream inside.
The same schmear that's inside both of these, though, right? The Twinkie
I
and
feel like
everything.
the Suzy Q one, I mean, it may have been, it felt a little more marshmallowy. Not
Interesting.
super marshmallowy,
Yeah.
but like, man, licking your tongue around a Suzy Q, all 4 sides.
I like to do that with an ice cream sandwich. It's similar.
I thought you were going to say I like to do that with David, and I was going to have to yell at you. That's not what this episode is about.
Not running my tongue around the
Ice
rim.
cream sandwich. You know, the kick I've been on this week is the Good Humor strawberry shortcake bars.
Oh my God,
because
those
they were
are
on
so
sale.
good.
They're so
Yes.
good, except the one I had yesterday
What?
had a 1-inch piece of wood in it.
That's the stick, honey.
Babe, I thought it was the stick. So I finished the ice cream,
Uh-huh.
stick intact. It's from another piece of wood.
Oh, you know what? We had a little mini cone that didn't have a cone the other day.
Just had the mini?
It was just ice cream like in a cylinder wrapped in paper. So something's happening at the ice cream factory.
They're
Somebody
not-
peek in on them, make sure everybody's okay.
Did I take a picture of it? Yeah. Am I going to write them? We'll see, because I started to. And then it's like, you have to go to the freezer and get the lot code and like all the things.
I wouldn't say you have to. I don't think you have to. I think you post a picture of the stick on their Facebook page, and then they have like a copy and paste thing that says, "We're so sorry. Please message us." You message them. Now they're on the hook because you've gone public.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, at the very minimum, free box.
Free box. That's all I want is.
Free box.
I think for every inch piece of wood that you get in your mouth, you should get 6 free bars.
I agree. And was it 1 inch?
Yeah, it's about 1 inch and jaggedy. I was like, what is this?
I mean, a kid could have been killed.
I did go down a 5-minute rabbit hole when I opened the first one. That pop looked so small to me. And I was like,
Really?
this is part of shrinkflation.
Yes.
I like held it up to my hand. It like comes up. It's like the palm. It's not even the
Yeah.
fingers. So I go down a rabbit hole looking for vintage strawberry shortcake boxes to see if it's the same size.
Oh, because it would have like the ounce size?
Yeah,
Or a
'cause-
pop laying beside a ruler, perhaps?
No, the ounce size is what I'm looking for because these are
okay.
6 3-ounce pops. I found a vintage one, 3-ounce pops. They're the same.
Is it possible your hand grew since you were a child?
I don't think so, because I don't know if you've seen, I'm in several medical books. I was born with adult hands.
Yeah, I do remember that now. I remember learning about you in school.
That's not true, but fun fact before we get started, you'll notice that this tooth is gone.
Yeah.
When I was a child, it was forked. And
Forked.
Like forked.
It was forked.
It was forked.
Uh-huh.
And
The mark of the beast?
not a good sign if you're a parent. But back then, they didn't know.
No, back then they like bury you in hay and leave town. If a child is born with a forked tooth, to the hay bale you go.
The forked tooth boy. Obviously, I'm Slytherin. I had a forked tooth. But the dentist said, John, just so you know, you're very special. That forked tooth, your adult tooth and your baby tooth have fused together and grown together. Oh. So when you lose that tooth, there'll be no tooth to replace it. Your adult tooth will be, that's the fork.
Yeah,
one side is baby, one side is adult.
Wow, that's you in a nutshell. One side is baby, one side's adult. That is you to a T.
Oh, I was hoping you would get it. You're supposed to say that is you to a teeth. I was like, she's going to do it. She's going to do full circle joke. You just did T. Yes, that is me to a teeth.
Thinking of you cuddling your stuffed octopus.
But for years, I thought it was so fun because I was like, if I ever committed a crime, like if they look at a bite of any of my sandwiches, there's one jaggy thing that the tooth doesn't pull the bread.
Yes.
It's like they'll be able to find me.
You have a tooth
easily.
print.
I have a tooth print.
I love that.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
All right, you guys, you know where we're headed?
Clip clop times.
Clip clop times.
Yay!
Let's go back to 1849. We're deep in clip clop times. We have James.
Do you think when we do live shows someday, when we go to clip clop times, people will throw like sugar cubes on the stage? That'd be fun. Or oats.
I've gone to like prides and different like large assemblies. There's always one person sitting in the audience wearing just a horse mask.
Oh, great.
So I think we'll have one of those. I would prefer for them to go old timey and have to get a 2-person costume.
Oh yes, where
because I want
somebody's the
some
rump.
poor soul to be the rump.
Sure, maybe Dr. Steve and Miranda.
You know, Dr. Steve would be.
Is he the head or the rump?
He would be so happy to be the rump for his daughter.
He would be. He's like the best dad in the world.
He's that kind of dad.
Totally.
All right, so we've got James Ward. So James Ward and his son Hugh, they're living in Ireland. They're in Belfast. The famine hits. So like, we got to bolt. They come to New York. They open a small little bakery on Broome Street. November 11th.
Al's ears just perked up in the edit.
Broome? He runs in. November 11th, 1851, Hugh and his wife Eliza have a son named Robert.
Okay.
Robert is going to be a key player.
Okay, write down Robert in your notepad.
Write down Robert in your notes.
Everybody who listens has a diary.
Speaking of which, I'm just going to start throwing this out there.
Yeah.
It is my dream that there is some freak who's freaky enough who's going to go back and listen to every episode again. And when they do, every time we mention a date, write down what happened on that date in a spreadsheet. I need an on-brand timeline.
Yes.
It is driving me crazy. Because when I say 1849, I want to say that's 2 years before Burpee Seeds.
Yes.
Like, I really need this.
People have said that they've listened to the show multiple times. So we're going to give you a little homework. First one to do it wins a...
massage from both of us.
A four-hander, they call it.
A four-handy massage.
Four-hander, I was going to say one tooth, but there's no tooth there. Four-hander, no teeth.
Toothless massage.
Next time I make an appointment for a massage, I'm going to go, is it toothless?
No, they're going to say, so would you prefer a man or a woman? You're like, I don't care, but they better not have teeth. All right, so Robert's born in 1851. You know, and he's born into the world of baking, flour, hard work. It's, 1851.
His first word was whisk. Sure. We know the type.
We know the type. When Robert is 5 years old, the family moves to Allegheny, which is now Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Better name, improvement.
A thing I didn't know. I think Allegheny was just absorbed into Pittsburgh. I'm sure if someone who lives there is going to be like, actually, it's Allegheny.
We've had a while since like state lines have changed.
It has.
And merged. I think we're due for another one.
I think I wouldn't mind, but
a little shake up.
That's not here nor there. So they moved to Allegheny and open a new little bakery. When he turns 8, he's turning 8. What happens when we turn 8? We go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
We have a little party.
Sure, piñata.
We pick our theme. Maybe it's Star Wars. Maybe it's Bluey. See? I know what kids like.
Sure, yeah.
When Robert turns 8, the Civil War starts.
Oh, no.
With the Civil War.
That's a terrible theme for an 8th birthday.
Especially when you're living it. It's not like we're having a reenactment in the yard. Your daddy will play a soldier.
You've seen the inflatable slides that people can rent out for the backyards that look like the sinking Titanic?
No.
Have you seen those?
Yes.
It's like you can't do that in like 1920.
No.
It's like still a little too fresh.
It's a little too fresh. Yeah. So he's got the Civil War. And we have talked about how many times, and we're going to talk about it in 30 minutes, how World War II interrupts the brands that we're talking about.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever brought up the Civil War. The way the Civil War interfered here was there was just a lack of labor. Sure. Everyone was like either helping in the war.
Helping or hiding.
Helping or...
I would be hiding.
Hiding. We're looking for the fork-toothed boy. We know he's hiding from the war. Wow.
Would that get you from being drafted, having a forked tooth? I feel like it would.
Maybe. They're like, he's not here. And then they pick up my
Apple
Jersey
core?
Mike's sandwich. What's that jaggy bite? We know he's around
here somewhere.
All right, so there's no labor. So Rob, at 8 years old, he's running around town with baskets of bread.
Yeah,
he starts working in the bake shop. He's a baker. He's taking breads to stores to sell.
Wow.
This little kid is hustling at 8 years old.
No school.
Well, not yet. He does go to secondary school and goes to college.
Okay,
Actually,
good for
that's
him.
the next sentence.
Great.
He does finish his education in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to lie, if anyone goes back and research this, I'm a little confused if he did his secondary school in Pittsburgh or New York. Some of these things are very complicated. I've learned this week.
I love somebody writing to him being like, John, I did a little follow-up research on Hostess. He did not do his secondary school in Pittsburgh.
I literally feel like James Cameron when I do these shows. I'm like, I can't tell you. I'm going to maybe put a screen grab on our Discord of my research for this.
Oh my God.
I probably have 50 newspaper articles that run from the mid 1850s to 1938.
If any podcast will be eligible to win an Emmy, it's this one.
God, that would make me so happy. So he finishes school. He goes, regardless, he does go to New York to go to college for business.
Okay.
And then he returns to Pittsburgh to work with his father. At the age of 21, he's become foreman. And I did see one article that said he was not given like preferential.
Oh,
good. I thought you were going to make me struggle. Treatment. He was
you seem like you're on a roll. I don't want to stop your train.
He had to work up the ranks. He got paid normally. He earned his way to be foreman of this bakery.
George Foreman. Grill.
I gave mine away in a yard sale. Gave it away. Probably took $5. I was probably like, no, I'm tough on 7. I was so bad at yard sales.
How many grilled chicken breasts did you make at that George Foreman grill?
Like 1, and all the grease just rolls out into
and then
a
you're
little
like,
tray.
But I want that grease to just pour it back on top.
I did do that with a steak this week.
Very
I do pour the
homery.
skillet butter back on. He's making $18 a week. That's about $553 today. That doesn't seem that too bad.
Yeah.
And so he's working at the bakery with his dad, Hugh, and his brother, George. And it's called the R.B. Ward Company.
Okay.
Now, around that time, Hugh calls Robert into the office. And he's like, listen, girl, I think you're getting old enough to go out on your own. I think you should start your own business. And Robert's like, okay, queen. These are reenactments. I don't know if these are actual dialogue.
Yeah, nobody's fact-checking
Nobody's fact-checking. So he's like, you know what? I have saved up $300. You know what? Maybe that is not a bad idea. I did go to business school. Let's see what I can do. He hooks up with a guy who's got a grocery store and goes into business on this small grocery store. They work together for about 3 years, and then his partner's like, you know what, Robert? I think I want to get married. And Robert's like, girl, me too. I want to get married also. And his partner's like, I feel like this store's pretty small. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say, let's marry each other. You want to get married. I want to get married. Anyone else thinking what I'm thinking?
Actually, I forgot. That is how it goes. So his partner's like, hey, Robert, I think I'm going to get married. Robert takes a little pinch of flour and throws it at his partner. They both start giggling. He's like, me too.
Wow, Hallmark Christmas movie in the making. It's writing itself.
In the baking. Marissa, you keep missing these things by inches. In the baking.
We have different skills that we bring to the show.
Christmas in the baking. Oh, God. By the skin of his teeth. All right, so his partner's like, I don't feel like this grocery store is going to grow a ton. I don't think it can sustain 2 families. Fair. He's like, so I'm thinking one of us should dip. You have a whole other skill set. I don't. Grocery store is my life, man. This is all I got. Stacking cans, carving meats. I'm assuming he does it all. And Robert's like, you know what? Yeah, I can be a baker. Okay. So his partner buys him out for $300. Robert finds a small bakery that's for sale for $400. He borrows $100 and he purchases this small bakery.
Wow.
That deal goes through in 1878.
Feels like everything's pretty cheap.
Girl, I know, but then some of these conversions, they are shocking. Wait till we get to one in a little bit. So he also marries his sweetheart, Mary Brining, and not immediately, but they will go on to have 9 children.
Oh,
because that's what people did back then.
Yeah,
they baked bread and they made love.
That's right.
They didn't use condoms and they had a lot of children. Let this be a lesson to all of our young listeners.
Baguettes are not condoms.
Baguettes are not. Sourdough is not a condom.
It's a sour no.
Sourdough is a sour no. One of the children he has is William, born in 1884. Let's put a pin in him. He is crucially important to this story.
Great. Write his name down.
Jot his name down. Get in your glove compartment. All right. So now it's 1903, and the Ward family opened the first modern sanitary bakery in Pittsburgh. It's a pretty big deal. We've talked about it, and we'll talk about it in a minute. Sanitation is not the highest of priorities. It's usually not regulated at this time. So that was a very big deal for them. In 1909, just 6 years later, they established a baking research fellowship at Mellon Institute.
Oh.
And that is being run... What, Mellon?
No.
You're like,
it just...
are we still in watermelon season? We're tipping the scale into September. Can I get a yellow watermelon?
I got an interesting melon I've never had before. It's on the counter.
You got a couple interesting melons from what I can see.
The melons have been very juicy lately. That's all I'll say.
Oh, off-brand boys.
The grocery store melons.
Oh, okay. I keep seeing weird melons. I keep seeing these very dark melons. And then I saw at Trader Joe's they have a yellow watermelon. I haven't tried any of them.
The yellow watermelon, I mean, I don't know. It didn't taste as sweet to me. Maybe I just didn't get a good one. But I got, there's like Tuscan melons that are kind of like cantaloupes. Those have stripes. There's one called Sugar Kiss. That's a really kind of a good kind of cantaloupe. And then one I have is like, it's kind of like a bright yellow skin and it's like really long. I don't know. We'll see.
I like yellow and long.
It's like Homer's head.
A Homer melon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't experiment enough with melons. I have not
well,
had
that's for sure. Not since high school.
Yeah, not since high school. And I got in trouble for that. So
what do you mean?
Sometimes when you're gay, you think you don't know boundaries. Let's just say I was taught boundaries in high school.
Yeah, you think the melons
I'm like,
are
honk,
not
honk, I'm gay. They're like, John, we need to talk. And I learned my lesson.
Uh-huh.
All right, so this fellowship is being run by a man named Dr. Robert Kennedy Duncan. And under the program, him and his team develop a new kind of yeast that produces a superior loaf of bread.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Dr. Duncan passes away before everything is complete, but the Wards wanted to honor him. So they named the yeast, and this is so cute, Arkady yeast, A-R-K-A-D-Y, and those are his initials, Robert Kennedy Duncan, R-K-D.
Oh, that's cute. I like
thought that was
a lot.
super cute.
That's
so
really cute.
It's named after him.
I hope I'm named for a yeast someday.
Oh, a yeast infection, maybe. All right, so now we're going to jump back to Robert. So he's hustling with his new little bakery. He brings his brother in, and they find great success in Pittsburgh. So they expand. They open bakery in Chicago. That brings them even more success. Amazing. They're able to open bakeries in Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Massachusetts, Cleveland, Ohio.
Hello.
And also back in New York. So the family now now has this huge portfolio of bakeries. They decide to combine them all into what is called the Ward Baking Company. And they're like, you know what? We're growing so big. Let's make it even bigger. They decide to open a bakery in New York to just service that area because there's so many people there.
Amazing.
And for them, New York is like a full circle moment. Like we're now in 1910.
Okay.
So Robert's grandfather, James, who we mentioned at the top of the show, he really just gets a mention then. I don't know what happened to his bakery in New York. I don't know if it's still there. I don't know if he's still living. Probably not.
If you're one of his heirs, please write to us.
Please reach out if you're a James Ward heir. But they marked coming back to New York as a great triumph, returning for them to return to New York.
Absolutely.
Now, at the time, in New York City, there's about 4,000 bakeries. And most of them are small, they're mom and pop shop, but there's a lot of them.
Wow, yeah.
So if you're coming into New York, the mindset at that time would be, you come in, if you're going to be a baker, come in humbly. You're going to have a small bakery. I understand that we're on this cusp of going into modern era of baking. We see it, there's rumblings, but you're probably going to want to buy the newest oven and see how that goes. And you're going to piecemeal it together.
Yeah,
and
don't be too overly ambitious right out the gate.
Absolutely.
Because these are the big leagues. New York, real estate, this is not cheap. The hustle bustle, go, go, go.
Nowadays, New York, you're going there to try to be a superstar. At the turn of the 20th century, you're going there to be a baker.
There you go.
But that wasn't the Ward's mentality. Everyone else considered a gamble. They considered it a sure thing.
Wow.
So they come in hot. And just to give you a statistic, at the time when they're doing this, bread consumed in the country, only about 20% of it people are getting from bakers. 80% of it is being made in the home.
Wow.
It's a you. It's
interesting.
Going out and buying bread is a luxury. Most people don't do it. They don't need to do it. Everyone can just make their own bread. But these boys come in hot. So they decide that they're not only going to open one giant bakery.
Okay.
2? No.
Okay.
We're going to open 3 giant bakeries.
Wow. Not heeding the advice at all.
Not by maybe you should just buy one of the new ovens. They're going to build 3 state-of-the-art, multi-floor bakeries with the most modern appliances, the newest conveniences. Every floor of the bakery is going to run a different part of the process. You're going to have the mixing floor. You're going to have the oven floor. You're going to have...
Who's paying for all this?
Well, that's a great question. They have acquired a bunch of bakeries over the time.
Yeah.
They have quite a bit of money. I mean, they're in multi-cities.
Wow, yeah.
So they do have the capital to do it.
They're making their mark on the Big Apple.
They really are. So their plan is to put a bakery in Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Newark, New Jersey. And they want to do what they did in Pittsburgh with this state-of-the-art thing, but even more so. They really want it to be basically a poster child for 20th century industrial baking. So in 1910, they purchased 23 city lots in Brooklyn for about $75,000. $75,000. But that is $2.5 million.
Still, though, that feels like not a lot.
But, they're by the railroad tracks. They picked that because they could easily get supplies in and out if they needed to. It's probably not, it's not Times Square.
Sure.
But, $2.5 million, I mean, even to me, it's like, if someone was like, you can have this for $2.5 million, I'd be like, okay, I can give you my jagged tooth. I got nothing. I can't get that. So they buy this land. So then what Robert does to figure out what these buildings should be, some people say it's unusual. Some people say it's brilliant. I don't know. I guess I would say brilliant because it all works out. He hires
Fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. And you know what Joan Cooney from Sesame would say?
What?
The bold read. Remember how her big quote was?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So I'm just combining those.
No,
two
I
things.
see. It's a full weave.
It's a full weave for my episodes. Okay, so he hires his architecture firm. He gets all the key players from that. Then he gets his planners and his financial team and decides to take them on a cruise to Europe.
Okay, mismanagement of funds.
They go to Europe. They tour the famous buildings in Europe. They learn about European manufacturing. On the ship ride.
We should do that. Why isn't Al proposing that to us?
Why isn't our annual summit on a cruise, a gay cruise?
We need to observe European podcasters, learn their mastery.
See what headphones they wear.
Techniques, equipment.
Now, I will say, this is 1910. This is just 2 years before the Titanic cruise
This
where
is
everyone
maybe
dies.
not the best time to be getting on a boat.
But they don't know that yet. So they're saying on the way back from the cruise, they figure everything out. He's like, by the time we get back to New York, everything down to the last nail is figured out. We know how the buildings are going to look.
Wow.
We know how they're going to work and everything. He said he wanted to do it this way because basically he's kind of like the cool boss now that I didn't know existed back then. He's like, I just didn't. If we did it here in offices, we would just constantly be distracted by things. And like there, obviously, there's no cell phones or anything. You go on a cruise in 1910, you're disconnected.
Absolutely.
If you want to like talk to someone, you're sending like telegrams, like boop, boop, or that's Morse code.
I think he held everybody hostage on a boat.
Basically, but it worked.
It worked.
So, like I was saying, like every floor of the building is going to have a different thing. It's going to have air conditioning, which seems,
Oh
of
my
course,
God,
it would.
I'll work there.
But at this
I'll do it for
time,
free.
air conditioning is a huge thing. It's going to have. They're going to be the first person to stop using horses to deliver things. They're going from clip clop to zoom zoom.
Wow.
They will only have electric delivery trucks. They're the first.
Sad day to be a horse.
It
Get your
is.
pink slip. Man.
Or maybe they're happy because I don't know the horses were born to
They don't
pull
like it.
bread. So they pour tons of money into figuring out how to do all of these things, and they really have one goal in mind. They want to be able to make bread that is never touched by human hands.
Oh.
They want the first hands to touch the loaf of bread to be the person that buys it.
Wow, they would really like the era we're living in now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Drones and
Cyber world.
robots delivering our pizzas.
Yes, they would love it.
So why is that important to them? I came across an article from 1911 entitled Dangers in Careless Handling of Bread.
Oh.
So this was clearly on people's minds at
Sure.
this time. I know it is hard for us to always put ourselves into these time periods, but this is an actual article in the paper. And what it says is, the Chicago Health Department urges drivers of bakery wagons and retailers to keep hands clean. They sound a warning against the careless handling of breads by bakers, drivers, and retailers, and recommend an ordinance regulating the care of handling of bread from baker to consumer. Special stress is laid on the careless manner in which drivers handle bread. And with the same hands, they curry the horse, handle the dirty harness, and
Scratch their ass.
basically brush their own clothes laden with germs from the street.
Wow.
The department recommends clean uniforms, driving gloves, and dust-proof
Yes.
covers for carting bread and other foodstuff. Also, that each loaf be wrapped in paper.
I was going to say, are all the loaves loose? Are we in a loaf loaf era?
Probably a lot of loose loaves.
Wow.
When I do skid, a lot of the bread we get from Whole Foods, I mean, still we're giving out, and those are the hardest things to give out. No one wants a loose
loaf.
It's kind of rough these days to be just handed a loose loaf.
Sure.
When the new building is open, it's advertised as the brightest, cleanest place in New York. And that was really what Robert wanted to instill. I kind of picture it like Disney. Like, it's ingrained in us how clean Disney is.
Yes.
Like, we know their garbage cans. They never empty their garbage cans. They have a whole system underground where the garbage is taken out.
Is that true?
I believe that you never will see someone opening a garbage can in Disney and emptying it.
It goes like down a big hole?
Yeah, there's like a whole tunnel. I hope that's right.
Wow. I don't know that. I've never heard of that.
That has always been my understanding. Have you ever seen anyone empty a garbage can?
You know, now they mention it, I haven't. But what I always think of is that there's no gum on the ground, that there are people who go around and they scrape up all the gum, and they're really fastidious with any like tiny bit of litter, like a piece of popcorn. They're going and they're sweeping it up.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Can I talk about when I'm walking around downtown or on Wilshire?
Yeah.
And I look at this sidewalk and there's 700
100
pieces of gum.
black circles. It looks like a Kusama exhibit. Am I saying her name right?
Absolutely don't know, but
The
I know
artist
what
who
you're
puts
talking
polka
about.
dots on everything.
Yeah, we went to that exhibit. I don't know one person that chews gum.
Yes.
Where does all this gum come from?
I think it's gum from like 1895.
It's all been there for 200 years.
Yes.
I can't do math. Must get this right. 148 years ago.
I think about that too because we just recently were talking about that walking down our street. Same thing. It looks like a Kusama exhibit, as I said.
Babe, quit. You're like me when I learned about. You're like me when I learned about the Baroque period. Every piece of classical music, I'm gonna be like, "Is that Baroque?"
It sounds similar to Baroque. Am I right?
Am I mishearing this?
To me, I'm
Baroque,
catching
right?
notes of Baroque. There's so many dots, and we were saying to the kids, we were like, "That's all gum," and like they couldn't believe their ears because you'd think like it would wash away at some point, but I think it's just,
like
if gum is on the sidewalk, it's there forever.
It's like flatty. It's
it's like flatty.
It's like becomes part of the sidewalk.
You should say, and that's why you don't swallow gum. Because that's what it does into your body.
Well, no one swallows it because we were told lies as children that it stayed in our stomachs for 7 years. Which how and why 7?
Sure,
and like 7. It's like
your body knows
on 6.5 years. It's like, ooh, I get to come out in a half a year.
6 years and 364 days. It's like, I'm finally free. Plop.
Plop.
So whatever technology Disneyland has to remove gum, just distribute it nationally.
And I heard that Disney also releases a bunch of hungry cats at night to eat all the rats.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Disney's got a lot of tricks up its sleeve.
I gotta see those tunnels. It's cats, it's trash. What else is under there? What are you hiding?
It's probably cast. It's probably like a cafeteria. It's like I worked in a casino. I didn't work in a casino.
You worked in a casino?
I did like a comedy thing in a casino, and we got to enjoy the perks of like employees. And there was like underground tunnels there.
Oh, my mom said that because she worked in casinos and she saw Elvis.
I saw someone that looked like Elvis, but it was 2010.
Okay.
So
some people might believe you that he lives.
But yeah, I think all those places have underground systems. And I have to get back to this joke because it popped into my head when we were talking about Baroque.
Great.
I would have said to my friend, like, if I really wanted to be snooty about it, I've been buying so much Baroque music, I'm going Baroque.
If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it. There you go. You guys can use those at your, you just missed Labor Day.
Oh, shoot.
You have to save these for Halloween. Okay, so.
Mid-apple bob. Bob for an apple, pop back up. Say something about
Baroque.
And then go back under so you can't hear if people laughed or not. I always try to submerge my head right after I tell a joke, so I don't even have to know if it landed.
When you bob for apples, your ears go underwater?
Up to my shoulders.
Oh, my God.
Are people still bobbing for apples? Surely not post-2020.
I don't feel like I ever have, but I would like to.
I've heard of a germ-free way to do it, because it is a little strange maybe to be like slurping down everyone else's apple water. You hang donuts from strings. God. And then you like try to eat the donut. You're
like a special guest on the Today Show right now, like coming up with a solution that was never a problem. I can make pizza healthy. That's not why we're eating pizza.
I know this is me like with like 4 minutes on the Today Show where I'm moving from station to station talking about like post-pandemic ways to have a fun Halloween party. Yeah. And they're like, okay, we need to wrap it up.
Instead of spiders, you're going to use pipe cleaners. I am shocked. And then I'm getting back to the show. Shocked that we're still allowed to call them. Do we even call them pipe cleaners? Because pipes are bad.
You're shocked we're allowed to?
I'm shocked.
That it wouldn't be PC?
That it must be called something else like fuzzy sticks.
What pipe? There is a name. There is a not pipe cleaner name for them, and I can't remember.
There must be. You can't go to Michael's and be like, I need pipe cleaners.
It'd be like, Grandma, what are you talking about?
It's like when we were little and we called them ghetto blasters. That is no longer.
You don't say that anymore.
Allowed to be
wife
said.
Beaters.
Wife beaters can't
say. Pipe cleaners. There's nothing like problematic about pipe cleaners.
Pipe smoking cancer. Are you kidding me?
Sure. I think smoking will come back.
You heard it here first. Okay, so the outside of their buildings, they also wanted it to kind of give the air of how clean they are. They use this white glazed terracotta tile. I think that's something they picked up from Greece when they were on their journey, which you said was pointless.
That's us when we're on the podcast trip.
We're like, we're going to be like Barbra Streisand. Like, I need my microphone to match my outfit every time.
Yes.
Just check in with my assistant on Thursdays to see what I'll be wearing.
You said that you cannot wait until you get to write a rider that has like your rules of what your green room has in it.
Rider. I require 1 6-pack of Diet Cokes, a vintage class ring, a Labubu.
Sidebar. We've had so many sidebars.
We had so many sidebars. We got to get through.
My daughter, we were walking home from school yesterday, and she passed a classmate, and she goes, "Sorry about the Labubu," and she goes, "That's okay." And I go, "What happened with the Labubu?" That's what the kid said to her. Sorry about the Labubu. She goes, oh, I got hit in the face with a Labubu today. She's like, it was by accident, but yeah, I got hit in the face.
Oh,
that hard plastic face.
That does have a hard face. Maybe this is the appropriate time for me to give a quick shout out to one of our listeners, Amy, who mailed me a Labubu. I gave her the old, like the unused, less used address for Podcast One.
Previous studio
It got delivered. It got stolen. I'm very sad about it. I was crushed.
That is so sad.
She had bought them. She had been like overseas and bought them and was so excited to send me one.
Do you still want a Labubu? I feel like somebody has one for you.
I mean, I didn't. I would,
for the time capsule of it all?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being gifted one. I don't want to buy one. What I really want, if I did have one, I really want one of the ones that holds the little Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that and the ceramic Coca-Cola Ghost.
And I want the Labubu more than the Ghost, but I'll take the Diet Coco. So, okay, we got to get back on the show.
Okay, get back on track.
All right, so clean, clean, clean. Everything's about being clean. In an interview, I saw Robert was reminiscing about when he was young. He would like knead bread with his hands in like a stationary trough. And then one day he's like, we should put casters on the trough. And then we were able to roll that trough around.
So smart.
And then one day he's like, you know what? What if we hung the troughs up from the ceiling and then we could have like a track system? So he was like, I was always kind of like innovating, like how to advance this, but this is like a million times more. Like he had that seed, but like that's kind of like mom and pop shop stuff. But now he's like, they're literally revolutionizing the entire bread industry.
Wow. I imagine how much of it was automated at the time, probably so little. And his brain is like, we've talked about that. Like, how do people invent factories? Like that's someone's job to be like, put a little conveyor belt here and a little whirly thing here and a little, that's the way his brain worked.
I know. And I mean, it's probably part of it being, he has been in the industry since he was 5 years old at this time. So, ask the people that work in it what they need and they'll figure it out. I am always fascinated by watching any of those, like how things are made. Like it goes through this thing to get its little squiggy and this to do this and that flips it over. And
we need to be like on a track system in our homes. Like the tracks just pull us up out of bed and then like we go on a track system to the bathroom.
Babe, that's Wall-E. You want to be Wall-E.
Yeah, I'm ready. At least give me like casters, like wheels.
Yeah, give me, those are roller skates.
Okay. I have it.
All the things you want exist or are bad.
Whee!
So the Brooklyn factory at this point is able to make 250,000 loaves of bread a day.
Oh my God.
By 1913, Ward's Bakeries had created nearly 250 million loaves of bread. Now, to put that into perspective, back in Pittsburgh, their bakery used about 800 barrels of flour a year. Now they're using 800,000 barrels a year. The business had basically grown 1,000-fold from the first bakery they had in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Now we're in 1915. They're opening the third big bakery in New Jersey. This opens to full fanfare. I found like full page ads announcing that it's opening. There's a big banner on the ad that says made and wrapped untouched by human hands. That's still a huge pitch for them.
Wow.
We are clean, clean, clean. Everything done by machine. Delivery drivers are all done automated. You're the first person to touch the bread. And then at the bottom of the announcement was something that I found very cool. It said, invitation to the people of Newark and vicinity. We are at 4th Avenue and 14th Street, and you are invited Monday through Friday to come inspect the bakery.
Wow.
See how we make the bread. You are allowed to go to every single department that we have, and everything will be explained by an intelligent guide. Like they were like,
oh my gosh.
Transparency. Like they really wanted to be known that this is the place you're buying your bread.
We would have definitely taken them up on that.
Oh my God.
You know you're leaving with a free loaf.
You know I'm going there every Friday to like get a scrappy old lumpy loaf. The only thing I'm buying is butter. And then at this time, I found so many ads from 1915 for this thing. And like every ad would be a focus on one thing. Like there was one ad that was just focusing on all the ovens that are in here and why what makes them so great. And one ad that's on how we go about mixing. And it was just so like detailed on like just kind of explaining everything to everybody, how they mix the dough. And what's funny is all of this is for bread that is being sold for 5 and 10 cents a loaf.
Crazy.
Which at the time, like now, that's like $1.60.
But
that's still like
cheap.
So much work.
Yes.
And so I do think this is a matter of quantity and quality. You know, like they're going to sell a lot of these, but you have to sell a lot of 5 centers to make $100 million or whatever they're making.
Who's paying for this tile? Come on, that's a lot of loaves.
Babe, you should work in finance. You're really worried about where how the budget's
books.
being divided.
I need to see the books.
So that same year, in October 1915, Robert takes ill. He gets neuritis and rheumatism, and a week later has a fatal heart attack, and we lose Robert on October 18th, 1915.
Oh, gosh.
All right, we're almost at Hostess. So when Robert passes away, his brother George and his son William, who I told you to put a pin in it earlier, one of his 9 children.
Sure, I'm sure you have this picture on your bulletin board right now with a string going from Robert to George.
I can't tell you if he's hot or not yet. I don't remember the pictures, but I always, you're going to have to start telling people, because everyone, when we were doing Cliff's Notes, was like, can't wait to find out if Cliff is hot.
I know, we need to remember to tell people.
I want to be like, Marissa doesn't really do that anymore.
No, he wasn't. I don't know. He didn't strike me as hot. If I don't say he's hot.
No, that's lazy. You got it. They want to see him and know it.
Are these guys hot?
I don't always know in the show, but when I put the sups, I declare them hot or not. Jim Henson, not hot.
I don't know.
I know. Someone else was like, he's hot. I was like, hot is a scale that we are all
It's very subjective.
Very
always,
subjective.
Yes.
All right. So, like I said, his son William and his brother George take over the business. Something goes wrong there. I don't know what. Within a few years, William decides to go off on his own. So in 1921, William splits and starts his own company. He calls it the United Bakeries. His first year, he spends buying up small little bakeries. In 1924, he sells that Arcady yeast to Fleischmann's.
Wow. So, the big yeast king.
The yeast king, partly because of these guys now have this new yeast. So I'm sure he's getting a bunch of money from that. I don't know how he owns it, but apparently he had the rights to do that. 1925, he changes the name of his company to Continental Baking Company, and he puts together the largest merger in American baking world history. And I know these names don't mean a lot to us, but he's getting General Bakeries, Ward Bakeries, which is his family, and Continental Bakeries, which is his own, to all come together into this baking empire.
Wow.
It's a $400 million merger, which today
$400 million in
1921. 25 is when.
My God.
1925, 100 years ago, this year is when this merger happened.
Wow, we're celebrating.
What do you think 400 million in 100 years ago is worth now?
I don't even think numbers go up that high.
They do.
What is
$7.3 billion.
Unbelievable.
So this is in 1848 is when they started. So 75 years, however long that is, they've gone from a tiny little shop in New York to I think they said Continental is now the largest bread maker in the world with annual sales of $100 million. Can you imagine James coming from the famine of Ireland?
I can't imagine.
And in 75 years, your family has created this, like, it is something that you can't imagine. It's like us, we can't picture what our kids, how they're going to benefit from this podcast.
Sure, yeah.
Like, they're going to have your pencil sharpener, and they're going to have my T-shirt collection. They're like, why is there so many sweat stains? Anyway, we all leave something behind.
It's our legacy.
Okay, guys, here we go. With this merger comes a very significant acquisition.
Okay.
They acquire Taggart Baking of Indianapolis. Why is that important? In 1921, that bakery introduced Wonder Bread to the local market, and in 1919, they introduced what is widely considered the first commercially available cupcake, the chocolate cupcake under the name Hostess. We're here.
Is it this guy?
Well, no, because you know why? Did not have cream filling.
What?
Did not have squiggle.
Oh.
For years.
Oh, wow.
For years, for like 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
No cream filling, no squiggle.
What are we doing?
So today we know these are both like very iconic brands. Wonder Bread, beautiful packaging, those colorful primary color, which I learned a tiny bit on that. Apparently those represent like the release of these balloons in Indianapolis. Oh. It's called Wonder Bread because of the wonder you see when you see the balloons.
You would be sobbing seeing those balloons get released.
Oh my gosh.
Can you
like me at the eclipse.
Yes.
Remember when I saw the eclipse and that amazing picture that stranger took?
Yeah. That's why you have John's Moon Bread.
That is why I have John's Moon Bread.
Yeah.
Available on our merch site. John's Moon Bread. Every loaf touched a lot by John. Okay, so now we're in the 20s. We've got Hostess and we've got Wonder, and I'm kind of keeping my eyes on both of them. I'm looking for ads throughout the 20s. It's very cute, and I'll put it in the supplementals. The ads start off very small, no pictures, like try Hostess cupcakes, ask your grocer, 5 cents.
I'm
and
so
then
humble.
By the end of the decade, it's like drawings and beautiful looking cupcakes, which I got to say, I know.
Imagine is one of the drawings like a little freckle-faced boy going like this?
I think there is a freckled-faced boy, and they're like, gives kids energy. It's like nutritious. Like, there's nothing better for your lunch.
Are you tired of your kids not having enough energy?
Yeah, they were pushing the wrong things. I do think there's some hazingas in here, which I don't even get to. There's union issues, and there's, I do think, false claims like that. This show's long enough of that. But there are some hazingas. But yeah, then the ads become a lot more fun and like women. The interesting thing about Hostess when it's first getting its legs is it wasn't, I didn't even find a ton of early ads for the cupcakes. There was mentions, but they were selling full cakes, which they don't do. Whoa. I don't think they do now. Maybe they do in different parts of the country.
Wow.
But they were like, you know, they were directing it towards the housewife, the party planner. Like you can buy 2-level, 3-tier cakes. And like they're talking about how thick the frosting is and the drawings. I'm like drooling at them. Like the frosting was as thick as the layer of cake. It's like my dream. I'm such a frosting... I only can think of one F word. Freak. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
2. I'm such a frosting freak. So it was kind of funny to see that.
Well, and that's kind of the era of like the convenience foods kind of having a surge, right? Like the housewife who has to get a cake on the table because the boss is coming over for dinner. So you have to have like the meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and here's your little chocolate cake.
And the ads are always like, you have to tell me where you bought your cake. I'm like, come in here. I'm going to tell you a secret. And then she's like, I'm a lesbian. She's like, I was asking about the cake. She's like, I know, but I just need to tell somebody. I've had these feelings. I don't even know if that's the...
he's coming.
So
but anyway,
it's actually Hostess. It was only 13 cents.
Tell no one.
I did. That's the tagline.
Tell no
Hostess, tell no one.
And we know what it means.
That's good.
We know what it means. It's
we know
mysterious.
What it means. That's good. I had to laugh at this. This was like part of the full page ad for the cupcakes in 1929. There's like just a little list of 5 things called Our Costly Ingredients.
Oh.
Our flour made from the country's very choicest wheats, specially milled for us. And I'm just keep picturing Twinkies at Vons. Like, this is the same company.
Oh, this is one of those go back and taste the original ones.
I already said it in my time machine. Hit that Big Mac and then pop back in and get a fresh cupcake from 1919.
Time machine
Our
style.
milk, every drop pasteurized twice.
Oh, there you go.
Butter, a fine grade of fresh butter. It tests 90 score by the U.S. government standards. I don't know what that means. Not 100.
A- butter.
Seems like A-, but okay. This is my favorite. Eggs, all carefully inspected, not once, but 5 times.
Jesus.
It's like, okay.
Okay, we get it.
It's like I'm on
What's
the third.
happening with eggs?
It's like, can I go on break? Nope, you got to go through all these eggs 2 more times.
The 4th time inspecting, they're like, see, this one has a rotten chicken inside. Good thing we caught it. Is that happening?
They missed the rotten chicken.
I don't know,
4
maybe.
times.
I also feel like these don't have milk, butter, or eggs in them anymore.
No, they also said the Wonder Bread was made with milk. I didn't even know bread was made with milk.
Yeah, you can put milk in it.
Okay. All right, let's just get to 1930 because, guys, this is the year that we've been waiting for.
Wow, okay.
1930. This is not just a milestone in Hostess. This is not just a milestone in Wonder Bread.
Mm-hmm.
I can sum it up in 4 words.
Yes.
Twinkies and sliced bread.
Wow.
Guys,
there you go.
These things are huge. Sliced bread was not around.
So the best thing since sliced bread can originate at this moment.
I'm glad you brought that up because we say that is a saying.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's actually referencing. It's referencing something from the 50s.
Oh, what it was. Like what was the
why
best
we
thing
started
since sliced
saying
bread?
who's credited with that. But we always say it's the best thing since sliced bread. We're at that moment.
Wow.
But you know what's funny? The guy who invented sliced bread, when that came out, in his advertisements, he declared the greatest forward step in the baking industry since bread was wrapped. So they were already like,
the best thing since
wrapped bread? I don't know if that's why the sliced bread thing happened, or if like it's just like, I just thought it was so funny that is like, that phrase was already taken by the same industry.
The same product that has had just two noteworthy milestones so significant that it's become just like part of the vernacular. Also, was bread getting so dirty? Like, did it have like two like sooty handprints on it from like the guy like driving the truck? Like, that is wild.
I mean, we're going into an age of like, I mean, we're in the early 1930, so that's not even, God, now that feels like 1990. Like, that's not that long ago. That's 100 years ago.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, 1800s, it's okay things to be dirty. Like,
yes.
I mean,
rats in the cans of beans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But we want to clean things up.
We want our bread wrapped and we want our bread sliced.
Yeah. So this guy, Otto Rohwedder, who is credited for inventing the machine that slices loaves of bread.
Wow. I hope his children and grandchildren are quite rich.
Me too, because he's credited by everyone. So I don't think it's like we did it first.
Okay.
I think some company did, but everyone's like, there's literally no proof of that. So he actually came up with this in 1912, the year of the Titanic. That's our connection to the Titanic.
Oh my gosh, wow.
He created
Good thing he wasn't on the boat.
I know. He's like, I'm going to take this to America. He's in America. He's like, I'm going to catch the Titanic back. Well,
if not for that, we would still be, hey, can I have a PB&J? Yeah, let me grab my knife.
That's what people did. They had to like saw off inconsistent chunks of bread.
Thick-ass slices.
So just this little sidebar on the slicing of bread, and Otto, he creates this in 1912. He comes up with a prototype. He has blueprints for it. He has a factory where they're going to make it. It all gets burned down. He loses literally everything in 1916. He doesn't give up on it, but he's not able to get back to that point until 1928. It's another 12 years
Poor guy.
before the first sliced bread is able to be produced locally. I forget where. I didn't write it down.
Wow.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It doesn't matter. You can look it up. Now I'm yelling at the listener. Look it up.
Look up what city he was in when he finally made his slicing machine.
He's the Titanic connection. That's all I needed. Oh, the funny thing about sliced bread, what I learned is why people were so hesitant of it, is they were very worried about it drying out because now every slice was going to be touching air.
Sure.
So they went through this whole process. He did as well on how to keep the bread together after a slice. He came up with a system of pins. There was two large U-shaped pins stuck into both sides of the bread.
Okay.
So when you needed bread, you had to pull the pins apart, take out the bread you wanted, and stick the pins back in.
Wait, what?
To hold the loaf together.
You have that in your home?
It comes with the bread.
It comes with like a device?
It comes with a device. They tried rubber bands, and then they finally realized they could just
What's it made out of, like wood and steel?
I assumed metal. I did read that it was
Seems
whatever.
expensive.
It was made out of metal, but it was like coated or made out of metal that wouldn't like disrupt the flavor.
But you get like
of the
a
bread.
fresh rod every time?
I mean, it's really no different. You're acting crazy, but it's like when we buy bread now, it comes with like a thing to keep the bread closed. Like we keep that used to be a little metal twisty, and now it's a little plastic.
I'm just
tag.
imagining like a big metal sword.
It's two
swords bolted to a wooden plank, and there's like the grocery store has just stacks of those.
You buy your first loaf, you get one of those free.
Yeah, and then you can switch to a refill model.
It's got like the grocery store's name like burned into it. So like this is
it's kind of
they're swords. So when you go to make a sandwich, it makes that sound. It's like shing shing.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to see a picture.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to look for that for the subs. But they realized that they could basically get away with just using like a cardboard tray that would keep the bread together. That would give them time to wrap it, and that's how it would stay together.
Because we didn't have plastic at this point.
No, it's
so
wax
it's all
paper.
wax paper.
Yeah. So 2 years later, Wonder decides to be the first bread nationally, because Continental has now taken Wonder Bread national to be sliced. So it is, as much as they're pushing how clean it is and how it's not touched by human hands, they're now pushing that it is sliced bread. It's super convenient. And within a really short time, within like 5 years, those numbers I gave you earlier, 20% bakery, 80% home, have reversed. It's now 80% bakery, 20% home. It is very much 5-year period of time that the
Crazy.
whole world just changed that.
I'm sure the convenience of the sliced bread
Yeah.
played a big role in that.
Yeah. And this is also during the Great Depression. So this is, I don't know if how that adds to it.
Yeah,
but
like would the raw materials be more expensive? I mean, they're able to automate it, so maybe they could make the loaves cheaper than if you had made it at home.
there is something I will mention, but it's a World War II thing, not a Depression thing, but we'll get there. All right. So, okay. So that's the big thing in 1930 with Wonder Bread. The big thing with Hostess is the creation of the Twinkie. So we have a guy, 33 years old, James, known as Jimmy Alexander Dewar. Working at Continental/Hostess, he started years earlier. He started as a clip-clop delivery guy.
Love it.
Now he's worked his way up to plant manager.
Spanking his horse's ass and then tossing a focaccia.
Yeah, like really scratching his horse's itches.
His horse had a really itchy ass.
And then kneading the dough.
Yes.
Yeah. So 1930 is the very beginning of the Great Depression. So they're like, we need to come up with some things that are cheap, that people will still buy if we're
Yes.
going to sustain. So Jimmy, he really wants to come up with what they're selling their cupcakes for were 2 for 5 cents. But he doesn't know what to sell. At the time, they have a machine and these molds that make strawberry shortcakes, these little cakes with strawberry filling. But they're only working during strawberry season, which is only about 6 weeks out of the year. And so he has an epiphany one day. He's like, what can I do on that machine that could be made all year long? He's like, what if we do the cake, but we fill it with some sort of banana cream? Bananas are available all year
okay.
long.
Sure.
So that is his aha moment. They start doing that. One day he's walking home from work and he sees a billboard for Twinkle Toe shoes.
Oh.
He loves the word
wow,
twinkle. He's
a
like,
twinkle.
twinkle's kind of cute. Maybe we'll call them Twinkies. The
Interesting.
rest is history.
Wow.
So that is how the Twinkie is created. Now they can use these pans all year long. He can make this cheap thing. They do sell them a packet of 2 for 5 cents. And it's a banana cream yellow cake, and people really enjoy it. They're a hit pretty quickly.
True innovators.
Yeah. Now, fun fact, as much as they were about automation and not being touched by human hands, that was not the case with Twinkies. In the beginning, they were not able to automate the insertion of the cream.
I was going to say, everybody knows you flip over a Twinkie, you look at that underside, there's three little
holes.
cream holes.
I suck those holes.
3 little cream holes.
3 little cream
Is that my
holes.
nickname
Yes,
in high
we
school?
are. Wow, we both went different places with that. You were dirty in high school, and I'm making it like a little children's song.
1 little cream hole, 1.
Twinkies, the cream, it's like for a vampire with a sweet tooth.
Ooh, yes, I love that.
No, but the filling had to be squirted in manually. Apparently, they used a machine that was controlled by like a foot pedal.
Okay.
And there was an interview with someone that had done it, and she was like, it was very delicate about getting it just right. And if
Ooh.
you did it a little too aggressively, the Twinkie would explode. But she was a little tongue in cheek, and she's like, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing because we got to eat the exploded Twinkies.
Oh, that's fun. God, I bet that was so good too.
Everyone's just sitting there like,
Oh no,
Oh,
we
no.
exploded another one. Waiting with spoons and bibs.
yeah. Okay, so
This place is like known for being sanitary and people are just like licking Twinkie filling off tables.
that's probably why it's under the Hostess name and not the Continental name.
Sure.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Twinkies aren't banana flavored.
No, they're not at
They're
all.
not at all.
No.
Like they never are. They now do sell them again, but they're not. Twinkies are vanilla or just white creamed flavored.
Mhm, they're
How did
white
that
flavor,
happen?
yeah.
I'm going to be very honest with everybody right now. Up until 9 o'clock last night, I thought I knew that answer.
Wait, what?
I'm now confused.
Okay.
If you look this up anywhere, it will tell you that during World War II, bananas became a rationed food item.
Okay.
So Hostess had to pivot, and they started making a vanilla cream. Those were wildly successful, and they never went back to bananas again.
Great.
Last night, I was like, you know, I want to pull up like the first vanilla cream ad so I
Sure.
can see that. So I searched Twinkies vanilla cream from 1940 to 1950. Everything I found was banana cream filled.
What?
I moved into from 1950 to 1960, still banana cream.
So what's
So
happening?
at some point, someone wrote that happened in I think it might even be on the official Twinkie website. I don't remember, but it's a lie.
Can we call them?
I want to call them. Last night I
Okay,
felt
write to them, and then we'll follow up in another episode.
I'll get that
off-brand.
standard cut and paste thing.
I feel like this is an investigation.
It feels like one because like I did find in like 1955 or 1960 they started calling it a white cream, but I definitely have 1950s ads that say it's a banana cream product, so I don't know what to tell you.
I've never heard of bananas being impacted by World
You know
War
what
II.
I've heard being impacted?
What?
Sugar, which would mean that they
Oh.
couldn't even like make Twinkies.
That's a good point.
So I'm a little confused.
They had plenty of sugar, but no bananas.
Bananas?
But they did have bananas. So what's the truth here?
I don't know. This is going to be a deeper
We'll
dive.
peel
than
off into an 8-part serial-style podcast series.
Yeah, it's-
You're going to storm the headquarters and demand to speak to the president.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
It's very, very confusing to me. There was also a thing, there was a short period of time during World War II, I did not research to see if it is true, where sliced bread was not available. They had to go back to unsliced because they wouldn't allow steel. They stopped slicing.
sure.
I heard 2 different reasons for this too. One, they couldn't use steel and make slicing machines, but there would already be slicing machines.
Yeah, they don't expire.
But then they also said that sliced bread led to people consuming more bread, which led to people spending more time making things with bread. So they just wanted to stop. They wanted to make it harder.
Everybody, we need to take a break on bread
Bread. So let's unslice it for 3 years because of the
to
war.
slow you guys down.
So World War II has question marks all over it for me in this
That's
episode.
murky. This is murky history.
It's murky, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Wow.
Oh, and they did say there was also restrictions on using waxed paper, so they didn't want to have to use waxed paper during the war either. I could see that being true.
Yeah, that one could make sense.
Okay, so that's World War II.
Wax
Now
their
let's plow
helmets.
through some timeline stuff. 1940, these are some introductions. 1940, we have the donuts.
Oh, the donuts.
I'm not a fan. I never have been. I don't like the chocolate one. I don't like the plain one. I
like crumb.
I don't care about the crumb, and I don't care about the powdered one.
Love the donuts. We had donuts in the vending machine in my high school, and that was, gosh, I think it was like junior or senior year. Every day I got a pack of donuts. It was either powdered sugar. The chocolate coating, it's a bit waxy for me, which that has its place. But you know, after you eat it, and it's like the roof of your mouth is like, you feel like you have a jaw widener made of wax in. But the crumb and the powdered sugar. Wow.
I assume a lot
Those
of
are
people
good.
like them. I mean, I like the very end of it. I like to just I basically just want to eat the powdered sugar.
They are so generously powdered.
They
that
really are.
maybe not as much as they were 20 years ago. Shrinkflation.
Yeah.
But they used to, like, when you open the pack in school, your entire desk, your whole lap, your whatever you're wearing, you're covered in powder. You're eating that. You have it looks like you just blew Frosty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which in your school people probably did. Wow.
You had so much powdered sugar all over your face. So the crumbs were a bit tidier, but God, I love those. And
Blue Frosty.
yeah. You look like you just blew Frosty.
You made it an hour into the show.
That was also such like a bad like Kim Cattrall joke.
Yeah.
What'd you just blow Frosty? When Carrie's like eating a powdered sugar donut.
That's Sex and the City season 3.
Yeah, they're having fun.
I like that. 1950, we get snowballs. Those are very, I don't know that I've ever eaten one, but they're very special to me because my mom loved them. So whenever we'd go grocery shopping with my dad, we'd always ask to get a pack of snowballs to give my mom. I'm sure you know snowballs are just upside down cupcakes with a marshmallow and coconut on them. They're the same mold.
Interesting. I didn't know they were the same mold.
They're the
I've
exact
tried
same
to
mold.
like them, but they're not for me.
It's an upside down cupcake with like a marshmallow coating, and then it's rolled in like pink
coconut.
It used to be white. You could get white ones, which makes sense because of snowballs.
Sure.
But coconut.
Yeah, snow with little blood in it. Why is it pink?
No.
Why is it pink?
Blood? Blowing in blood? You've got one for all of them? 1961, Suzy Q's, my favorite, the cake sandwich. We already talked about them. 67, Ding Dongs. This is what I'm saying when it starts to just be the same ingredients in different forms.
Ding dongs are the rolls, correct?
No, those are Swiss rolls. Ding Dongs are the hockey pucks.
Oh, yeah. Coated hockey pucks.
The waxy chocolate with the same
yeah.
filling as a Twinkie.
Sure.
And then 1970, you had Zingers and Ho-Hos. Zingers I sort of loved. I didn't buy them a lot, but they were kind of like, they had like a peelable thick layer of frosting on it. They had like rake lines on it.
Yes.
And it would be yellow or
Yes.
chocolate. I think there's a pink, maybe a coconutty one of those too.
Sure.
And then Ho-Hos are the Swiss rolls.
So good.
Which I loved. Though I got them in the last year and they were like not what I remember.
I feel like not. Like this quality has gone down
Everything,
overall.
yeah.
We had the ho-hos in my lunchbox. That was a pretty standard one.
The
They're so
Ho-Head
good.
Ho-Hos. Shocking.
Shocking.
That's my Kim Cattrall for the episode. That'll be
Abu
my...
Dhabi do.
And I couldn't help but wonder, was the hoe a ho-ho?
I couldn't help but wonder, did she blow Frosty?
All right. But, you know, as many things as they've released, Twinkies have always been and always will be the supreme king of cream.
Wow. Your nickname in high school.
I wrote that just so you could say that. Okay, then 1971, we get introduced to the coolest cowboy in town, Twinkie the Kid.
Oh.
Do you remember him?
No.
You don't remember Twinkie the Kid?
No.
What?
I don't think so.
He was the mascot for several years. He was a Twinkie who had very skinny legs.
Okay.
Cowboy boots.
Yes, okay.
A little kerchief with hearts on it, which I didn't realize Hostess, their logo is a heart.
I think I'm remembering this.
He had a cowboy hat that said Twinkie the Kid. No idea why he's a cowboy.
Why is he a cowboy?
Twinkies are not associated with the South.
No,
the
Wild
the
West? No, not at all.
He was just a cowboy.
That's so funny.
He was invented by one of Hostess's route delivery drivers
Cute.
named Denny Lesser
Great.
from the San Fernando Valley, which I got to say, when I first moved here, there used to be a Hostess / Wonder Bread outlet store on San Fernando Road. And you could go and get a box of Twinkies for like 75 cents.
Amazing.
That's now gone, but a lot of that, unless it's gone in last year, the signage is still there. It looks very dilapidated. I have stopped and taken pictures of it before. So in 1988, they decided to do away with Twinkie the Kid, and there was this 13-year-old boy named Judd in New Jersey who wrote the company and was like, listen, if you take away Twinkie the Kid...
Little John.
This is me. He got a petition with 135 signatures on it.
Wow, unleash this guy on a change.org. He would have lost his mind.
That's about how many they usually have whenever
True.
I look at those. Like,
and he was just going door to door in his neighborhood, probably.
Yeah. Probably him writing his different names.
Sure.
Anyway, he writes him. He's like, if you don't bring Twinkie the Kid back, we're all going to boycott your thing. 2 years later, they bring it back, and the company reaches out to him and like gave him a congratulations. I assume maybe it was in the plans all along.
Sure,
but
that's fine.
Great publicity. And then the dark side of Twinkie, which I alluded to earlier in the show, is, have you ever heard of the Twinkie defense?
No.
That's something else you haven't heard of.
No.
Okay, so I had heard of that term. I know what this is. So
If somebody's attacking you, you shove a Twinkie in their throat.
Go on, yeah.
It's a Twinkie defense.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh, great. Yeah, I have heard of it then. I know what you mean.
No, unfortunately, it's a really dark moment in gay history and just American history. In 1979, we're at the trial for Dan White. And Dan White was a San Francisco police officer and a firefighter. And at the time, he had just left his job serving as the city district supervisor. He ended up assassinating San Francisco Mayor George Moscone and Harvey Milk, who I'm sure you've heard of. He's the guy that we have Sean Penn playing Harvey Milk.
Yes.
Huge, important gay figure, the first openly gay politician, I think, in California or in San Francisco. Just a really important person, but he murdered both of them.
Wow.
Right? So in his trial, there was psychiatrists, and part of his defense was that he was suffering from depression. And they said the way that they could prove that he was suffering from depression were all of these signs in his life. He had quit his job. He had shunned his wife. He was disheveled when he was normally very clean cut. And he had been a very healthy person. He was working out and he would always eat well. But now he's eating junk food like Twinkies and drinking Coke. And the press deemed that, they labeled that he was using a Twinkie defense. And long story short, the jury bought it enough to say, you know what? He didn't plan this. He was off of his rocker. He ended up only getting a 7-year and 8-month sentence, of which he only served 5 years.
Crazy.
Versus he should have been in jail for a lifetime.
Sure.
When this verdict came out, it caused what was called the White Night Riots in San Francisco. It had started out as a protest, mostly gay people protesting what had happened. And throughout the night, it grew and grew. And then police got involved because this guy had been a former policeman. So apparently police were like covering their name badges so they wouldn't be identified. And they were like, it was just a really bad thing.
Yeah.
But that is part of, a small part of the Twinkie history because it was named.
I mean, that's also horrible publicity for Twinkie.
Yeah, no.
Using their product means that you are criminally insane.
Yeah,
That's
not the
not great.
greatest moment.
No.
But they did have plenty of other moments. As of now, I mean, Twinkie is deeply rooted into our pop culture. It's now at every grocery store. You see it at gas stations. It was featured in Ghostbusters, which was a global movie, which introduced it to the whole world. Even people that where you couldn't buy Twinkies, all of a sudden
everyone knows what a Twinkie is.
Everyone knows what a Twinkie is.
We would always hear that they never expire and that they eat them in space.
We'll get to that. It was in the Die Hard movies, Zombieland, WALL-E, Simpsons, Family Guy, Robot Chicken. Hostess made these really fun ads in comic books where the whole page looked like a Batman comic, and Batman basically saves the day with a Twinkie.
Oh, that's cute.
But it was all really cool stuff. In 2001, too, we have a very important milestone in the Twinkie world. We have a man named Christopher Sells who has a little restaurant called The Chip Shop. And you know what he does?
What?
Deep fries things.
Here we go.
So he gets credit for perfecting the deep fried Twinkie.
Wow.
That would go on to be a mainstay in fairs. And
I've never had a deep fried Twinkie.
I never have either. But the New York Times declared it at the time, something magical occurs when the pastry hits the hot oil. The creamy white vegetable shortening filling liquefies, impregnating the sponge cake with its luscious vanilla flavor. The cake itself softens and warms, nearly melting, contrasting with the crisp, deep-fried crust in a buttery and suave way.
Wow, I think we need to try it.
They're like creaming over these
Impregnated by
creams.
cream.
Yeah. 2012, two important things happen. Time magazine declares Twinkies the #1 most iconic junk food.
Yep.
At the same time, Hostess files for bankruptcy. They're, I think, having issues with their union. Sales are down. People are eating healthier.
Sure.
They shut down. In November of 2012, Twinkies stop being made.
Wow.
There's this period
where factory screeches to a halt.
Factory screeches to a halt. One last Twinkie rolls off onto the ground. I scurry in and pick it up, put it in Tupperware. People lose their minds. People are on eBay selling boxes of Twinkies for hundreds of dollars.
Crazy.
They're trying to get the last boxes. There is a company that swoops in March of the next year called Apollo Global Management and Metropolius and Company. They buy Twinkie out of bankruptcy for $410 million. It's back on the shelves by like July.
Wow.
So they was only out of production for I remember it being longer. I remember being sad. I wasn't panicked about it, but it did seem, I was enough into brands at that time. Like it seemed sad that
a legend.
How could
an
that
icon.
brand not survive? Like it just seems so crazy to me. So I was happy to see it back. And then that company ended up selling it. They bought it for $410 million. They sold it not even that long later for $2.3 billion.
How?
It's like, why did we not come up with like 400? Like, what a return on your investment.
Yeah.
Good
How could
Lord.
it go from bankrupt? That doesn't make any sense. This is why we're not billionaires.
That's why we're not billionaires. So now, I would just say Hostess is back. It's everywhere. You go now. I know they got rid of the Suzy Q, which sucks, but it doesn't feel like they're just hanging on. I didn't look up the numbers to see what they're selling now, but they're always coming out. Now they have like the pumpkin spice. Like they're following all the trends. They have birthday cupcakes. They're always coming up with new flavors. Berry in the spring. Like it seems like they're doing all the things they need to do to like stay relevant, and they seem like they're just back.
They bounce back and they're re-energized. That's
they're re-energized, new audience, new people. And that's it. I have one fun fact. The guy who I mentioned earlier who invented the Twinkies, in 1980, when he was 83 years old, he did an interview with the Associated Press, and he is quoted saying, "I eat Twinkies every day and smoke a pack and a half of cigarettes. I weigh 160 pounds, same as I ever did, and I feel fine." He was just trying to prove that they weren't bad for him. I read another quote of him that said every night he would eat at least 3 Twinkies.
Jeez Louise.
I know. The guy was... And he lived for another 5 years. So he lived to 88.
I
feel like 88 is a solid year.
Yeah.
I feel like anything past 85...
Nothing too interesting happens after 88.
No.
You had a good run. And you had fun. You enjoyed Twinkies, and you got to smoke a pack a day. Smoking's back.
Pack and a half. Smoking is back. He would love to hear smoking is back. He was buried in a large Twinkie.
Was he really?
No, but man, that would be fun.
Entombed in cream.
Entombed in cream. Oh, and no, the rumor is before Twinkies went into bankruptcy, Everyone would say they last forever. They don't.
Oh.
I know this. Everyone does this with Diet Coke.
Sure.
Like, it expires. Yeah, it's actually a pretty short lifespan. Before bankruptcy, I think the shelf life of a Twinkie was like 26 days. After bankruptcy, they tweaked it, so now it's 45.
But that is so short.
It's so short. And there's Twinkies people try, and they mold, and they've done... It's just one of those urban legend
For some reason,
things.
it became the
It
subject
became
of,
everyone. Like, I think that was what the Family Guy's joke was on it. It was like, for Y2K, they thought the only way they could survive was in a Twinkie factory because nothing could destroy a Twinkie.
Sure.
So yeah, that was part of the pop culture too. So there you go. That's Twinkie.
Wow,
you
what
know
a
everything
ride.
now. That's our birthday brand for the week. Now that you've heard it all, would you say that Hostess is on brand for you?
I'm mixed on it because this is such an iconic part of my upbringing. I grew up eating so much Hostess sweeties, but I haven't bought it in years. So I feel like I'm kind of half and half. I'm going to say, like, hearing that they were going bankrupt would make my heart sink a little bit. So I'm going to say it's a soft on brand for me. What about you?
A floppy on brand?
It's a floppy. It's a half chub.
I'm going to go hard on. It's like iconic. It's been around. It's got all those things that I said in the beginning of the show, which have now become mainstays of what I love about an iconic brand. Someone flicking cupcakes at 8 years old in New York City. I will say, looking at these cupcakes, they are thin. Like, the strawberry cupcake is like a half an inch thick.
It really is.
I don't understand the size. I don't know if this is just shrinkflation. It is a thin little... I didn't look at the chocolate one to see if it's the same.
The strawberry does seem to be thinner than the chocolate.
And the box was not crushed.
There you go.
But sure, I love them. They're iconic.
They're
here to
iconic.
stay.
They're legendary. They invented the chocolate with the white swirl, the ziggly zaggly, which you see replicated on so many other fancy bakeries. Try to do that now.
I forgot to bring that up. That was a 1950s invention, and that was brought upon because by 1950 there was more cupcake competition. So they added that so it would be easily recognizable in the store.
And boy, it worked. Everybody knows that that's a Hostess.
Yeah, you can buy socks with that. They have merch now on the Hostess website.
Love it.
Yeah, just that squiggle. I'm sure it'll probably be part of the Instag.
Well, how fun is that? Thank you so much for telling me about Hostess. And big shout out to Stacy. Thank you for my pencil sharpener. I am peeking around the house wondering where I'm going to screw in this bad boy. I am delighted.
Well, I'm glad that you weren't completely distracted during the show and that you were able to focus.
Happy birthday week to us.
Happy birthday. I hope you had a great birthday on Tuesday. I'm going to have a great birthday next Tuesday.
We'll figure out what we're going to do for our birthdays.
We'll figure out.
Maybe we'll go to Din Tai Fung.
Ooh.
All right, we'll make some plans about our dinner. In the meantime, John, do you have some shout outs?
You know I do. Okay, I want to give a shout out to all of our lucky freaks of the week. If you don't know how to become a freak of the week, every week on our Instagram story on Wednesday around 11 o'clock Pacific time, I post a puzzle. If you can figure out that puzzle, and I mean, look at the puzzle, just look at it. Because sometimes you just guess without looking at it. Sometimes it's as simple as unscrambling a word, but then you'll say something that has none of those letters in it, and then I have to write you and be like, no, unscramble it. How could that be it? There's no Q in there.
Everything you see is part of it.
Everything you see is part of it. But if you can solve the puzzle and tell me what the brand is, I'm going to send you a fun little freak badge, which is just a picture letting you know that you got it right. Some people aren't doing it and like, what is a freak badge? I need to get a freak badge. And I send it to them and they're like, oh, that's all it is? Yeah, it's just a picture. But I make it and it's fun. And you'll get your name added to our Wheel of Freaks. And I spin that 5 times and pick 5 freaks of the week to give a shout out on the show. And that's who these 5 people are. This week we have Super Amy 0717. That's our friend Amy. We have Kristen Taketomo. We have Heidi Ricechuck. We have Lou Magic. And we have MPS 79. So thank you guys so much for doing the Insta Egg. This was for the Sesame Street Insta Egg. I appreciate you playing. If you don't play, check it out. We get a lot of new people every week. I'll congratulate you on doing your first Insta Egg. And also just check out our Instagram. Every week we post a different post of supplemental material from the episode where you can see if the founders are hot or not and all the different fun things that we talk about. So definitely check out our Instagram.
While we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have TLove84. Love these two. I caught them on Doughboys and have been loving their show ever since. Each of them is hilarious in their own way and they have great chemistry as a duo. Also, as a secret hoarder of sweets and random products, I feel more normal hearing about John's exploits.
That is my goal, to make weirdos feel...
He's like, oh, I thought I was bad. And then I heard John.
Maybe I'm okay. You know what? I think I'm going to be... okay.
Or are you going to be okay?
Okay.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you haven't done that already. Write some kind words, boost our morale, boost the show. Check out our Instagram at OnBrandThePod, TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast, and we will see you over there.
And remember, we may go off topic, but we'll always be on brand.
Bye.
Bye.
I've got 20 minutes till Run Club meets, and it's time for a quick pre-workout snack. Go-Go Squeeze Active Fruit Blend to the rescue. Made with select B vitamins to help release energy, it's an easy, squeezable pouch made to move with me. The taste, so good. And made with real fruit, even better. Whether I'm hitting the trail or meeting my friends on the court, this is my go-to on-the-go snack. Quick, easy, ready when I am. When it's go time, I go with Go-Go Squeeze Active. Snag yours on your next door run. Search for Go-Go Squeeze on Amazon.